Hello, I'm Graham Horton and welcome to today's video. In a world of massive studio strobes and bulky speedlights, there's a growing movement towards more pocketable items. In today's video we're going to be looking at a new flash unit from Neewer, the Z150. Z150 is a very stylish compact flash that promises a professional grade fill light at a budget price. But at this budget price and small size, is it really a professional tool or a stylish accessory? Let's have a look at it in a little bit more detail. Neewer is marketing the Z150 as the ultimate influencer and street photography companion. The design is undeniably Leica-esque, minimalist, black body aesthetic that complements vintage style mirrorless bodies. It weighs just 103 grams or 3.6 ounces, so it's practically weightless. It features a single contact hot shoe, meaning it's designed to be universally compatible with almost all camera types such as Nikon, Sony, Panasonic, Fuji and others. Let's unbox this and I'll show you exactly what you get with the Neewer Z150. So this is the box. You can see on the side here it's got a 20 watt-second power output, so that's a guide number of about 15 meters at ISO 100. The recycle time is just 3.1 seconds from a full flash output. It's got an inbuilt lithium-ion battery at 1200 milliamp hours. That's enough for 640 full flashes. The flash itself has an output of 1/1, so full power, to 1/64 power. The zoom is fixed unfortunately to 35mm equivalents, so beware if you're using a camera with a wider angle lens, you may see some vignetting on the side. So let's open it. Inside we'll get the tray. We'll get the instruction booklet, a silica gel tab, and in here we have the usual USB-A to USB-C cable for charging the internal lithium-ion battery. The instruction manual is quite basic, but there is a link in here where you can download the full user manual from the Neewer website should you want to. So let's take this out of the packaging. Have a look in a closer detail. So you can see the style is very basic. On the top we've got a infrared window here, which is designed to capture light from an external strobe if you're going to be using the S1 or S2 optical slave triggered modes. We've got a rotary dial on here which is marked full, half, quarter, 1/8, 1/16, 132 and 164, so you can actually set the power level from this knob. The button which selects between normal flash, S1 and S2. We've got the on-off button which also doubles up as a flash test button. On this side of the unit you will see we've got the USB-C charging port. On the base of the unit you can see we just got the single contact here with the surrounding plate for the return path. A clamp to clamp this down to the hot shoe with a detect pin which will go into the hot shoe to lock this flash into place. On the other side there is a 2.5mm socket here which is used for the PC sync cable if you've got a camera that supports PC sync rather than a hot shoe. On the back of the unit we have an OLED screen and it contains the basic information. So if we just turn this on by pressing the power button and hold that for a second, on the back of the display you will see the display pop up and gives you the indication of the power level. So if I turn the top control dial, you can see we can cycle through from 1/1.1. So you can see I can go from 1/1 to 1/64 power. There's no half or third stop increments, they are in full EV increments. The button on the top will show you the status of your optical trigger. S1 will fire synchronously with the first pulse that the camera sees. S2 will fire after the second pulse. So if you're using it with a TTL flash gun, it will suppress that first TTL sync pulse and fire synchronously with the main pulse from that flash unit. So that is picked up by the cells which are behind the infrared window. If we take a look at the front of the flash, you can see we've got this oblong shaped diffuser. You might just be able to make out in the background there the flash tube behind it. There's a slight yellow tint to this, which is used to presumably correct the output from the flash tube to the 5600 Kelvin that this flash is claimed to be. In my tests I found that it is exactly 5500 Kelvin, so it is very well designed to give you that daylight balance flash. See it here mounted on a Panasonic Lumix LX5, so it does match the style of these cameras very nicely. Not too big, not too bulky, and the weight is just right for these small cameras. With the Z generation people now looking for Y2K style photos, these retro style flashes and cameras are now coming into vogue and commanding quite good prices on auction sites like eBay. So if you're looking for retro style cameras, you'll probably find that the prices now started to increase. Ideal for those on-camera pictures where the flash is direct, gives you the bright highlights, saturated colours, intense shadows behind the subject. You can see on screen now a picture I've taken of this doll with the on-camera flash. The colour's right, but of course you're going to get these intense black shadows behind the subject. If you wanted to take this flash off camera and get away from that Y2K look, you could use an extension cable. Any cable will do, because this only uses the single contact in the center to fire. So a Nikon extension cable or a Canon extension cable will allow you to take this off camera and hold it something like 45 degrees to your subject and 45 degrees down below, so you can then fire it from your hot shot on your camera. If you wanted to use the internal flash of your camera, if it supports that, you can dial the power back of the internal flash to say a 64 power, and then use the optical slave trigger on this device to act as a slave. Here you can see on screen now I've taken the same picture of that doll using the on-camera flash set to 164 power, and I'm using this at 1/4 power, 45 degrees to the subject, 45 degrees above it, to give you that better modelling. So you can see we do get better modelling if you do get the flash off camera. But the design of this is for on camera to give you those Y2K looks. Through that external USB-C port on the side of the flash can be charged, and you can see on the back of the display there is a flashing indicator bar here. Each of those segments is 25%, so at the moment we're 75% charged, and we're charging up towards the 100%. Once you get 100%, the 4 bars will be illuminated, so you can actually charge and use this on your camera if you're using it for extended periods of time. Now this flash unit is designed primarily to go on camera, so it doesn't feature any of the conveniences of other flash units like bounce and swivel. There is a solution to it. It doesn't mean that you're buying a third-party adapter here. You see it on the table. It's one produced by Godox for their flash units, and these are called the TR range. Because this is a single contact, it really doesn't matter which one you buy. Presumably you would buy a TRO or a TRN or TRC, which are the Nikon, Canon or Olympus, not the Sony one, which has got a multi-pin shoe. But it means you can plug this flash into that adapter, lock it in place, and now you've got the facility to be able to use this in a bounce mode. So you can actually bounce this through the ceiling to get some bounce shots. doesn't actually swivel to the side, so you are limited to ceiling mounts. There's just enough power in this if you're using a high ISO to enable you to get some decent shots using bounce flash. Overall, I really like this unit. There's only one area of weakness I feel with this particular flash, and that is the wheel which allows you to set the flash power. The detents in that aren't very strong, so once you set a flash power on there, if you catch that on your clothing or catch it with something else, it very easily changes the value, so you can end up with over or underexposed pictures quite easily. If there was some way of increasing that detent, even if you just put a piece of duct tape over there, if you've got a constant setting, that would stop that from being rotating and spoiling your shots. Apart from that, this flash is quite good. Color temperature wise, it's 5500, spot on the specification. The flash output power is consistent. I tested it over many shots with my flash meter, and the output power was consistent, so good design in the actual implementation of this flash gun. So there we are, that is the Neewer Z150, just under £30 on the Amazon.uk website. I'll put links to that in the video description below. Also the full link to the manual, so you can have a look at this if you are intending to purchase the device, to see whether it's suitable for your camera design as well. So that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching, and of course, if you like this style of review, why not hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you'll be advised when I upload new videos to the channel. Thanks to Neewer, who did supply this for this review, but of course all my reviews are fully independent. They're not coloured by the fact this was provided to me free of charge. If there are any bad points, as you've seen in this video, I've highlighted them for you to understand. So until the next video, thanks for watching, please do take care, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Goodbye for now.